If I believe that our residents are having their rights violated, if I think things are happening that are illegal or immoral or un-American in our city, I would certainly protest it. And I would expect other residents would do the same.
2-year-old girl found by Border Patrol in Eagle Pass, Texas. She's alone, no parents, no guardians, trafficked across by smugglers carrying nothing but a piece of paper.
Mike Johnston is a Denver mayor who says basically that deportation is illegal, immoral, and un-American.
Now, as you know, it's hard to keep an eye on what the future president actually plans to do and what the proposal actually is.
It sounds to me like you're walking back the comments from a couple days ago saying that you would be willing to send Denver police officers. Do you regret making those comments and now getting questions like this?
Would I have taken it back if I could? Yes, I probably wouldn't have used that image because that's an image I hope we can avoid. What I was trying to say is this is an outcome I hope we can avoid in this country. I think none of us want that.
You talk about civil disobedience. You've mentioned that a couple of times now. Would you be willing to participate in those as the mayor of Denver? Would you be willing to go out and protest these things?
I would. If I believe that our residents are having their rights violated, if I think things are happening that are illegal or immoral or un-American in our city, I would certainly protest it. And I would expect other residents would do the same.
It is un-American to not protect the American people. It's become so cuckoo banana bread. People want to protect criminals over Americans and also over the immigrants, especially the immigrant children who are really getting harmed out of these open borders and these asylum cities like Denver. It's really bad. Having little kids beg for money on the street, I do not think is the American way. Nightmare.
New Borders, our Tom Homan, has said that he is willing to arrest leaders like yourself for standing in the way of these policies that they want to enact. Would you be willing to go to jail for these things?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. And I'm also not seeking that. I think the goal is we want to be able to negotiate with reasonable people how to solve hard problems.
You would encourage people to protest?
I think we're going to look at every option. But yeah, I don't think that there are, I talked to some high school kids this week who were terrified about this. I don't think those kids are going to stand there and watch 3 of their classmates get pulled out of a history class with the other 27 stand by and do nothing. I don't think that's what Denverites or Americans would do in this context at all.
What is your line where you say, yes, I support these deportations, and no, I don't support these other ones?
Yeah, I think our line is clear. We think if you are a violent criminal that is committing serious crimes like murder or rape in Denver, you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Okay, in perfect Democratic form, and I don't mean to put down all Democrats. I know some really good Democrats, but the leaders of the party, the people who are in positions such as mayor of Denver, really using their power in a detrimental way. I mean, this guy, he's like Mr. Yale, Mr. Vail. It's awesome. It's great. You know, I love Vail too. It's great to just be sitting there having a cigar or something. And the fact that he thinks he could go to jail. Was this guy really in the army? Does he know how the world works? And him inciting this fear in people is really dangerous because Tom Homan, thank God, wants to protect the American people, all the American people, including the people who've come over here legally from other countries, including all the children who are really being harmed by this. Mike, come on. I mean, you look like such a cool guy. We could just go hang out on Vail Mountain, have some coffees and laugh and stuff. What is with you? Now let's see what's really going on at the border and what's coming in. And I see it all over in Denver. And yes, there's some innocent people that aren't criminals. But his idea to just wait until they commit the heinous crime will be way too late. Okay, let's not wait until they commit heinous crimes. They're already committing crimes by coming here illegally and trafficking children. Watch this.
And another heart-wrenching reminder of the horrors unleashed by 4 years of open borders chaos. As the incoming Trump administration gets to work on trying to fix it, a 2-year-old girl found by Border Patrol in Eagle Pass, Texas. She's alone, no parents, no guardians, trafficked across by smugglers carrying nothing but a piece of paper.
Venezuela, mamá. Venezuela. ¿Sí? ¿Qué tantos años tienes? ¿2 años? ¿No vienes con tu mamá y tu papá? ¿No? ¿Venezuela? ¿Para dónde vas, mamá? ¿Dónde están?
And that little girl is among the 60 unaccompanied children encountered by Border Patrol. And one of the many reasons Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, will be visiting the area tomorrow. along with Governor Greg Abbott. And Homan's ready to send a clear message to blue states who are refusing to get on board with President-elect Trump's mass deportation plans.
They want to do their own thing. To me, you've got a powerful weapon, among others, which is okay, no federal funds. Boom. Last thoughts.
And that's going to happen. I guarantee you, President Trump will do that. We're going to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats right out of the gate because they pose the most danger to this country. What governor or mayor doesn't want public safety threats and national security threats out of their neighborhoods, out of their communities? That's your number one responsibility. So you can hate Trump all you want, but you got to love your community more than you hate President Trump.
Boom. Mike, come on. What's going on? Let's go up to Vail and get a latte, okay? You can have your nice like sweater. You're so casual. This is not a casual situation. Let's take care of this situation and then you can be Vail Mountain casual again, okay? But right now, let's go to the big kid table and take care of the real problem. And please stop instilling fear in people, the wrong kind of fear, right? I mean, this is a scary situation, but let's stick with the facts. Don't take a scary situation and then instill fear from lies, okay? If you want to go with fear, there's enough just with the real facts. Don't make up stuff. Help us. Please help us, because this city is crumbling. This beautiful state that I grew up with is absolutely in demise. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I think Tom Homan is going to be an amazing help. Thank God Trump is going to get into office in January. I am counting down the days. The Denver police that I've spoken to, and I've spoken to at least 10, they all are pro-Trump because of this horrifying situation. And let me remind you why Trump won. Here he is speaking at the Aurora, Colorado rally, where Venezuelan gangs have indeed taken over some apartment buildings. It's horrific. Let's watch.
We're finally in Aurora, Colorado, to call the attention of the world, and unfortunately the world's already got its attention, to one of the most egregious betrayals that any leader in any nation has ever inflicted on its own people. What they've done to our country, what they're doing to our country. They're destroying, they are ruining our country. We are being led by stupid people. We cannot take it anymore. For the past 4 years, as the so-called border czar, the person in charge of our border, Kamala Harris. But Kamala has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from the dungeons of the third world. They come from the dungeons, think of that, the dungeons of the third world, from prisons and jails, insane asylums, and mental institutions. And she has had them resettled beautifully into your community to prey upon innocent American citizens. That's what they're doing. And no place is it more evident than right here. Because in Aurora, multiple apartment complexes have been taken over by the savage Venezuela prison gang known as Tren de Aragua. Or is your law enforcement and law enforcement all over the world. They know them all over the world. They're a savage gang, one of the worst in the world. And they're getting bigger all the time because of our stupidity. They're known as TDA. TDA has killed 7 people today, sir. Last month, 6 men with armed rifles and many other men standing right outside waiting for them, and handguns were caught on camera as they were forced into a situation, and they said they were forced. They weren't forced. They got their way into an apartment building. They threatened the tenants at gunpoint. These are people that never saw anything like this. These are people that never experienced criminals and crime. They burst into the building and they held tenants at gunpoint and at knife point. 10 minutes later, they opened fire on a 25-year-old man outside the building, fatally shooting him. Of the barbaric thugs who have been identified, at least 3 are illegal aliens who were in Border Patrol custody. They were in custody. By the way, 4 years ago, we had the safest border in the history of our country.
And that is why Donald Trump won. I mean, look at these comments. The comment section is just off the hook. Colorado native here. Please make Colorado safe again. Look at this. Colorado native here. Please make Colorado safe again, even for all the trans and liberals here. I don't even like seeing liberals victims of the criminals and migrants they fought so hard to let come here. That's so true. Incident at the apartments was not gang members. Channel 7 saying they weren't. Yeah, Kyle Clark, the local news guy, he says that it wasn't. He says it was a figment of our imagination, things like that. It wasn't that bad. Who cares if they took over a few apartment complexes? Well, those are just the few that we know about, by the way. And like this lady says, well, if there are several people with weapons hunting down someone, and from what I heard, someone was killed, then it's gang members, no matter what the gang is. Shake my head. They're all sweeping it under the rug. Denver native Latino for Trump. Yep, this is why. This is why he won. It's going to get better. There is hope, real hope, not just platitudes, but actual action plans that are going to help everybody, especially those poor kids. What do you think? What do you think of Mike? What do you think of this horrible thing going on? And do you think Tom Homan and Trump have the right approach? Thank you. And also subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thank you so much. I'm grateful for you.